Hey everybody, and welcome back to another deep dive. You ready to unlock a seriously powerful move that can totally change your game?
I'm ready.
All right, well today we're diving into the world of timing.
Ooh, timing.
Yeah, and specifically, we're looking at Robert Greene's Law 35 from the 48 Laws of Power.
Oh.
Master the art of timing.
Oh, right.
What do you think about that?
Oh, I think that's a really fascinating one. I mean, timing is everything.
Yeah,
It's not just knowing what to do, it's knowing when to do it.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking to some really interesting examples,
Mm.
like Julius Caesar crossing the Rubicon.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos with Amazon,
Ooh.
and how you can use these same principles to nail your timing in everyday situations.
I love it.
All right, so we're not just talking about patience here, right?
Right.
But this deeper understanding of when to act.
Exactly.
So how do we become master time surfers like Caesar or Bezos?
Well, Green actually lays it out pretty simply. He says it comes down to three main things:
Okay, I'm ready.
patience,
Okay.
observation,
Yeah.
and decisiveness.
Interesting. Those seem almost like opposite ideas.
They do.
How can we be both patient and decisive?
Right. Well, that's the thing. Patience isn't just like sitting around doing nothing. It's about knowing when to hold back, conserving your energy, and building your strength until that right moment arrives.
So not just waiting, but waiting strategically.
Yeah. Like a predator waiting for the perfect time to pounce.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Yeah.
But how do we even know what we're waiting for?
That's a good question.
That's where the observation comes in, right?
Exactly. It's like being a detective,
Right.
gathering clues,
Okay.
right? What are the trends? What are people saying? What are their fears and desires?
Okay, so really understanding the psychology of the situation.
Yeah, and the players involved. And
Yeah.
once you start to understand those things,
Mhm.
you can kind of get a sense of when the tide is turning in your favor.
So observation's all about reading the room, picking up on those subtle cues that most people miss.
Exactly.
Okay, but then we need that decisiveness to actually act when the opportunity arises.
Right, because you can be patient. You can be observant.
Yeah.
But if you're not decisive, it's all for nothing.
Right, it's all for nothing.
Yeah, think about Caesar crossing the Rubicon.
Okay, yeah.
He had been observing, strategizing for years. And when the moment was right, he didn't hesitate. He knew it was time.
It's amazing how one decision made at the right time can just change the course of history.
It really is. And while we may not all be crossing Rubicons,
Sure.
we all face those crossroads in life where timing is crucial.
Okay, so we've got patience, we've got observation, and we've got decisiveness.
Yep.
Those are our three cornerstones for mastering timing.
I think so.
But can you give us some more like real-world examples of these principles in action?
Yeah.
Like Jeff Bezos?
Oh, Jeff Bezos.
What made his timing so perfect?
Bezos is such a fascinating case study
Yeah.
because, back in the early 90s, everyone thought he was crazy for starting this online bookstore.
Right, the internet was barely a thing back.
Barely a thing.
Yeah.
But Bezos had this vision.
Okay.
He saw the potential of e-commerce before anyone else.
So he was ahead of the curve.
Way ahead of the curve.
Wow.
But instead of just rushing in,
Mhm.
he was patient. He was observant.
Okay.
He was building the infrastructure.
So he wasn't just lucky, he was prepared.
Right.
And when that e-commerce boom finally hit, Bezos was perfectly positioned to ride that wave.
He was at the front of the line.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's the power of timing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just being in the right place at the right time.
Right.
It's about creating that right time through these principles that we're talking
I
about.
love that. I love that idea.
So we've talked about some of the upsides.
Yes.
What about some of the downsides?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any cautionary tales? Examples of people who just totally blew it because of bad timing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, history is full of them.
Okay, give us one.
Well, one classic example is Napoleon's invasion of Russia in 1812.
Okay.
I mean, here you have Napoleon,
Yeah.
a brilliant military strategist,
Right.
but his impatience ultimately led to his downfall.
Okay, so what happened?
He got a little cocky.
Mm-hmm.
He rushed into Russia in the summer,
Yeah.
underestimating those harsh Russian winters
Oh, yeah.
and the strategic retreat of the Russian army.
Okay.
And as a result,
Yeah.
devastating loss for Napoleon and his forces.
So even the most brilliant minds can be victims of bad timing.
They can. And I think that's what makes it so important for all of us to be aware of it.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
It seems like patience is really key, especially when the stakes are high.
absolutely. And it's not just about avoiding hasty decisions.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing when all the conditions for success are in place.
I see.
Are all the pieces there
Okay.
before I make my move.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Nelson Mandela.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, his patience is legendary. 27 years in prison,
Right.
waiting for that right moment
Mm-hmm.
to lead South Africa out of apartheid.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I mean, talk about patience,
It's
right?
almost unimaginable.
Yeah, but it shows the power of it.
Yeah.
Because he didn't just endure those years, he used them
Yeah.
to observe, to
Yeah.
learn,
Okay.
to prepare himself.
So when that time came, he was ready.
Yeah, he emerged as a symbol of hope and unity at the exact time when South Africa needed him most.
It's a powerful story.
It is.
Okay, so we've seen what can happen when you're too hasty.
Uh-huh.
We've seen the power of waiting patiently.
Right.
What about waiting too long?
Ooh, good question.
What about the other extreme? Any cautionary tales on that front?
I have a good one for you.
Okay.
Let's talk about Kodak.
Okay.
You know Kodak.
Sure, yeah.
They actually invented the digital camera.
What? No way.
Yeah, they were the first. But they hesitated,
Why?
afraid to disrupt their own success.
Oh, they didn't want to cannibalize their own business.
Right. Exactly. They were so focused on their film business that by the time they realized the digital wave was unstoppable, it was too late.
So they missed the boat completely.
Missed the boat.
Wow, that's a tough lesson.
Yeah.
It sounds like mastering timing is kind of a delicate dance. It is. Between patience and knowing when to seize the moment.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to explore in our next segment.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah. We're going to dive deeper into how you can apply these principles in your own life
Yeah.
to achieve greater success and avoid those timing pitfalls.
I love it.
Should be good.
I think that's a great place to pause. For now,
Yeah.
we'll pick it up in part 2.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we've seen how timing can make or break empires and even like totally take down huge companies.
Right.
But how do we take all this ancient wisdom
Yeah.
and apply it to our modern lives?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it starts with that awareness that we talked about.
Okay.
Becoming attuned to your surroundings. It's almost like a surfer reading the waves.
But what are we looking for?
Yeah.
Like, what are the signs of a good time versus a bad time to make a move?
I think it helps to kind of think of yourself as like a social meteorologist.
What?
Yeah. You're looking for shifts in the atmosphere.
Okay.
What are the trends? What are people talking about? What are their hopes and anxieties?
Okay, so it's about noticing those currents beneath the surface,
Right.
the things that are driving people's actions and decisions.
Exactly. And once you start to pay attention, you'll be amazed at how much information is out there.
So we're gathering intel, we're reading the social weather patterns,
Yeah.
but how do we avoid getting swept away by our own impulses?
That's a good one.
Right. Like sometimes it's so hard to resist that urge to just jump in head first.
Right. You've just got to remember timing trumps speed.
Okay.
Sometimes the wisest move is to hold back. Let the situation kind of ripen a little bit. Think of it like brewing a fine wine. You wouldn't uncork it before it's ready, would you?
No, absolutely not.
Right.
So patience isn't just about waiting.
Right.
It's about cultivating something exceptional.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do we know when that perfect moment has arrived?
Ooh.
When it's time to uncork the wine, so to speak.
Well, you've got to look for those moments of alignment.
Okay.
When the stars seem to kind of align in your favor.
Okay.
Maybe a new technology emerges, or a change in leadership, or even just a shift in public opinion.
Okay.
These are often signs that the winds of change are blowing.
So we're reading the environment.
Yep.
We're controlling our impulses. We're looking for those moments of alignment.
Yeah.
What's the final piece
Oh, the final piece.
of this puzzle?
It's decisiveness. When you sense that window of opportunity, you've got to move swiftly and confidently.
Easier said than done, though, right?
It is.
What if we second guess ourselves?
Yeah.
Or worse, what if we just make the wrong call?
That's where learning from history comes in.
Okay.
Study the greats, the people who really mastered this art.
Okay.
Caesar, Bezos, Mandela. They all faced moments of uncertainty,
Yeah.
but they acted decisively
Right.
when that opportunity arose.
So we can learn from their successes and their failures.
Absolutely. It's like having a cheat sheet for life.
I like that.
Right.
But let's get practical.
Okay.
Are there any specific strategies we can use to actually apply all this stuff to our everyday lives?
Yeah, for sure. Let's say you're thinking about a career change.
Okay.
Instead of just quitting your job tomorrow,
Right.
take some time.
Hmm.
Observe the job market network with people.
Yeah.
Develop your skills
Sure.
so that when that perfect opportunity arises, you're ready.
So it's about prepping.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you wouldn't just show up to run a marathon without training, would you?
No, of course not.
Right.
Okay, so what about if I'm trying to launch like a new product or service?
Yeah.
How do I use timing there?
Don't rush to market before it's ready.
Okay.
Observe the competition. Study your target audience.
Mm-hmm.
Refine your offering.
So being strategic,
Right.
doing your homework,
Yeah.
waiting for that right moment to strike.
Exactly.
Okay.
And remember, timing isn't just about big life decisions.
Right.
It applies to everyday interactions, too.
Okay, give me an example.
Okay, let's say you need to have a difficult conversation
Oh, yeah.
with a colleague or a loved one.
Yeah.
Choosing the right time and place can make all the difference.
Yeah, like barging into someone's office when they're clearly stressed out.
Right.
Probably not going to end well.
Probably not.
Okay.
It's about being sensitive to their emotional state
Right.
and choosing a moment when they're more receptive to what you have to say.
So it's like reading those social cues again.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes
Yeah.
timing is just luck, right?
I mean, there's always an element of chance.
Yeah.
Of course. But I think we can create more of our own luck
How do we do that?
by developing this awareness of timing.
It's like that saying, right? Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity.
Exactly.
And by mastering these principles, we increase our chances of being in the right place at the right time
Absolutely.
to actually capitalize on those opportunities when they come up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From ancient Rome to modern-day Silicon Valley, we've seen how timing can shape the course of history
Right.
and influence our everyday lives.
Yeah. It's powerful stuff.
Yeah. But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on one final question.
Okay. All
We
right.
talked a lot about historical figures
Mm-hmm.
and, business leaders and these big companies.
Yeah.
But are there any like modern day example
A good question.
of people who are just particularly skilled at this?
At the art of timing,
Yeah.
one company that immediately comes to mind is Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Think about their product launches.
Okay.
It's like a master class.
They always seem to know exactly when to release a new product to create that buzz.
They're not rushing to market just to beat the competition.
Mm-hmm.
They're waiting patiently. They're observing the trends.
Yeah.
They're perfecting their technology. And then, bam,
Yeah.
they release something that takes the world by storm.
It's like they can anticipate what people want
Mm-hmm.
before we even know we want it.
It's wild.
Right.
Yeah,
That's the power of timing at its finest.
it is.
Understanding the rhythm of the market, the pulse of the culture,
Yeah,
and knowing when to make your move.
it's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. Okay, deep divers, I hope you're taking notes because this has been pure gold.
It has.
We've gotten a masterclass in the art of timing,
Yeah,
straight from the source, Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power.
right.
We've explored the importance of patience,
Mm-hmm.
the dangers of impatience, the risks of waiting too long.
Right.
And we've even gleaned some insights from these figures like Julius Caesar and Nelson Mandela
Yeah.
and modern businesses like Amazon and Apple.
It's been a fascinating exploration.
It really has.
Right.
And I think the key takeaway here is that timing is not this like mystical force
Right.
that's beyond our control.
Mm-hmm.
It's a skill.
It is.
It's a muscle.
It's a muscle we can strengthen.
Yeah. And the more we understand it, the more
Yeah.
we can shape our own destiny.
It's about becoming a time bender.
Ooh. I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Shaping events rather than being swept away by them.
And who wouldn't want that kind of control in their life?
Right.
But before we get too carried away with our newfound time-bending powers,
Yes.
I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question.
Ooh, a cliffhanger.
Think about a current situation in your own life
Okay.
where mastering timing could make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a decision you're facing,
Yeah.
a project you're working on, or even
Yeah.
a relationship that you're navigating where the timing just doesn't feel quite right? Because
Right.
maybe, just maybe the wisest move right now is to simply wait,
Ooh, I like that.
to observe, to gather more information, to allow the situation to unfold a bit more
Mm-hmm.
before you make your next move.
That's good.
Or
Yeah.
maybe the time is right for action.
Right.
Maybe the stars have aligned and it's time to just seize the moment
Yeah.
with boldness and confidence.
I love it.
That's the beauty of this law of timing.
Mhm.
It's not about following this rigid formula.
Right.
It's about developing a deep understanding
Yeah.
of the forces at play
Absolutely.
and using that wisdom to make strategic choices.
That's it.
That's what we're trying to do here
Yeah.
on the deep dives,
Yeah.
right? We're equipping you
Yes.
with the knowledge and insights
We are.
you need to navigate the complexities of life
Yeah.
and achieve your goals.
That's right.
So the next time you're faced with a big decision,
Mm-hmm.
remember, this power isn't just about knowing what to do.
Right.
It's about knowing when to do it.
Master the art of timing, and
Wow.
you'll unlock a whole new level of power and influence.
And that's the power of timing, folks.
Yeah.
It's not just some mystical concept.
Right.
It's a skill you can hone,
Yeah.
a muscle you can strengthen.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning,
Keep diving deep.
and keep mastering the forces that shape our world.
And remember, knowledge is power,
Yes.
especially when you know how to time it just right.
It's funny, right? We always think about power,
Mhm.
in terms of like strength and
Yeah,
influence.
resources.
Resources, exactly.
Yeah.
But this whole deep dive has really shown how much power there is in just understanding timing.
Yeah, it's almost like this hidden dimension,
Mhm.
this secret weapon that can amplify all those other things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what I find so exciting is that it's something that we can all develop.
Yeah.
It's not about being born with this like innate sense of timing or something,
Right.
but about actually like cultivating that awareness, that sensitivity to the rhythms of life.
It reminds me of a quote by this ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus. He said, "Everything flows and nothing abides."
Ooh, I like that.
Right. And I think timing is all about understanding that flow.
Yeah.
Those subtle shifts and currents that are always shaping our reality.
It's like becoming a time traveler,
Ooh.
right? Navigating the currents of time to reach our destination.
I love that.
But instead of a time machine, we have these tools:
Right.
patience, observation, and decisiveness.
And like any tool, the more you use them,
Yeah.
the more skilled you become. You know, the more we practice reading those social cues, controlling our impulses, acting decisively.
Yeah.
The more we can become masters of our own destiny.
And that's what's so empowering about this concept.
Totally.
It's not about waiting for some like magical moment to arrive,
Right.
but actively shaping our reality through these strategic choices that we make.
It's about becoming the architects of our own lives.
I love that.
Right. Designing our future with intention and precision.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the art of timing,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
Don't just react to the world around you. Step back, observe, strategize, and then choose your moments wisely.
Listen to your intuition. Trust your gut. And remember, sometimes the most powerful move is to simply wait.
And when the time is right, act with boldness and conviction.
The world is full of opportunities
Yes, it is.
for those who know how to time it right.
That's it for this dump dive into timing.
Yeah.
Catch you next time for another insightful exploration into the forces that shape our world.